Hey, what's up? It's Daryl from Project Awaken. We're here at Cornerstone. I'm here with Brandt from Can't Ignore the Poor, and the face of Adopted Jesus.
The face. Oh no.
So, Brandt, I want to ask you, like, what really inspired you to do this whole Adopted Jesus DVD and start Can't Ignore the Poor?
Well, the T-shirt company started in 2006. And I mean, I still have a hard time stomaching the idea that I have a ministry, because I really just feel like I live life.
Yeah.
And sadly, people use words like ministry to separate themselves from the obligation of having to do certain things that I do.
Yeah.
But I watched a documentary called Born into Brothels with a few friends, and it was about a woman that taught little children that were born, you know, like through prostitute mothers, to take pictures, and they would auction off their prints, I guess. She would fly back to New York City, auction the prints, and it would pay for their education. And I just felt such an urgency to help them that I decided to make a t-shirt. Really plain design on anything we could find. Like, we had like tank tops and, you know, button-ups and just pit stain shirts, anything. We just, you know, we're printing these shirts and going to the Texas A&M campus and selling them there and on MySpace.
Yeah.
And my mom always says what's born in the spirit is spirit, because it just blew up. And so every month we found a new cause to contribute to. And in 4 years we still only have 4 shirts, because it's not, you know, like a company. There's no fashion line, there's no seasonal change. Like, we just, you know, I just made a few shirts to help, and for some reason people really like them, and so we just keep selling them. And I mean, we've done so much. Been able to buy water wells through them. Been able to fund deworming projects in Africa. Like, we're doing a tent project right now, and so Can't Ignore the Poor wasn't much of a brainchild of anything. It was just a few guys that, you know, saw a need and tried to figure out how to meet it with the little bit that we had. And so, and the movie's kind of similar. PBS. My buddy Bob Wilkinson works for PBS, and I was friends with his wife Caressa, and they had flown me into West Virginia to do a tour called Rock for Love, and it was all about, you know, like bands playing music, and we had huge events for the homeless. At first I was kind of hesitant, and it was kind of weird, because I didn't want my thoughts to be validated, and someone can point at that and say that's what you believe and that's wrong, you know, or whatever. And so, but finally I thought, you know, if these guys could, you know, like have a day or 14 days in my shoes, then it could really change their perspective, and, you know, it'd be nice to, you know, just experience life with these new people. And so I took them up on their offer, and we shot for 14 days all throughout the South, and, you know, we took no food or no money, you know, really with us, and God either provided or we went without. And this was very new for them, and it was new for me 2 years prior to that, and so it was really cool just to see the immersion of all these new ideas and them actually being open for the experience. And so it's real fun.
At what point, kind of in your upcoming, did you like say, man, like, I see the poor, I see the needy, and like it was like compassion instantly, or like God transformed your heart in that moment? Like, talk to me about that moment.
Man, the thing is, there was no moment. Like, my decision to sell everything I had and to like invent my faith had everything to do with my analytical, logical side. Because I was an ordained minister right out of Bible college. I tried to help pastor a church, and they just couldn't accept my long hair and my tattoos at the time. And what ended up happening was, you know, they wanted to hire a Hispanic lawn crew to give the image of diversity, when I just thought, you either hire the good lawn crew if you want your lawn done right, or you hire the crappy lawn crew that can't get work just because you want to invest in them. It's pretty simple, you know, like, if you're trying to give the image of diversity, there's no diversity, you know? And so they were just like, oh, you're just young and naive, and you don't realize that the world doesn't work that way. And I'm like, but God's word says differently, you know? And I just don't understand. And so I quit trying to be a minister, and I moved to Texas, and that's whenever I began to see all these needs. And I really wanted to help, and I mean, I was poor myself, and I got a job. I worked my way up, became a manager, bought a new car, had a nice, I don't know, I was just saving a ton of money to do good things, but I didn't know any of the people that I wanted to do good things to, or, you know, use the money with. And I was reading Shane Claiborne's Irresistible Revolution at the time, and it just wrecked me. And so my decision was, all right, Jesus told his disciples to give up everything. You know, they lived in a certain way that really opened up their compassion. And so it wasn't so much, I have this huge heart for the poor, and so I'm going to become one of them. It was, if Jesus told his folks to do this, and then a new sort of compassion opened up. I'm just gonna try it. And so it very much was logical. You know, like I didn't have much of a peace about it, because who would have peace about selling their stuff and completely immersing themselves in a culture that they know nothing about just to know God better? We say we want to know God better, but who would actually do something like that? And I read those scriptures, you know, calling bullcrap on Jesus. I was like, that's so stupid. Who would sell their stuff? Who would live that way? But I figured if he had a reasoning behind it and there was a purpose, then, you know, we're missing out, you know, to separate ourselves from the reality that we are disciples and called to such experiments of faith just as they were. And so my moment was once I decided to do it, and then I realized I have nothing, and for the first time ever I needed God. And that's whenever it hit me, and it connected me with a huge populace that was very connected with God because of my need. And I mean, that's when my journey began, you know? The moment I ended up in West Virginia, or in Idaho with nothing, and I was just like, crap, I'm useless right now. And God was like, good, now I can use you. And that's whenever it took flight, I think, you know?
So if people want to get their hands on a DVD, is there a website they can go to? Talk to us about how to get involved.
AdoptedJesus.com. It has a trailer, it has, you know, reviews, a blog. You can order the film online. And on the website we have a link to Can't Ignore the Poor, which are the t-shirts, and every t-shirt has a story. And right now we're buying tents and sleeping bags for homeless women that are getting raped on the streets of LA. And so there's plenty of resources available if you go to those websites and click in the right direction, you know?